What's going on, guys? I was having some issue uploading the thumbnail. I kept messing around with it in my computer, and it was like not uploading. And I spent like 10 minutes trying to get it, and I'm just like, I'll just use the camera to do it. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. And I just installed, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of hidden. But I did install the Riva Racing sponsons on the SXR 1500. So that's like a new mod. I thought it was good. I was going to take the Yamaha out today, and then there was like this huge, there was no chance of rain. This huge storm came through, and it's like still lightning coming. I think there was like a chance of a tornado just a little bit ago. What's going on, guys? What's up, everybody? I'm here. So I've been calling around, trying to put a deposit on the 2021 Yamaha Superjet. And the crazy thing is a lot of area dealers, either some people won't call you back, which is kind of crazy, but I got one dealer that looks pretty promising, saying they're putting their orders in for the 2021s and they weren't going to be ordering a Superjet. So I wanted like a lot of details. I'm waiting to get a call back, but I'm putting the deposit on one as soon as I get more info. I don't even know how much they are. It's like you're putting a deposit on something you don't even know what it's going to cost. Yeah, I think somebody was asking people's age, and I just think that seems kind of weird when people are asking that kind of stuff. I think there's certain things you just don't ask people. If you post anything political, I will block you. I'm not doing this to be doing that kind of stuff. So, the ghost just moved it. See, I'm telling you, you mess around, man, someone's gonna come get you. Marco asks, "Are you excited for the Superjet?" I'm like really excited because I think what's going to be the coolest thing is it's going to be totally comparing it to the SXR 1500. No offense to the old two-stroke Superjets, but I really think it's kind of old news. I mean, the ski's been the same almost since the 90s, so it's time to do something new. It's for sure happening. I mean, it's like probably like the most exciting thing going on with Sea-Doos or with Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Sea-Doo. I know somebody was asking me today, like, what are my thoughts on the new RX-PX? To be honest, once it happens, I'll cover it. I'm not too excited. If it happens, it happens. But I don't know. I mean, I think the only people that are stepping up the game this year is Yamaha, from what the rumors are. But who knows? I mean, I just remember last year when it was the 2020. It'd been 2020 when Sea-Doo had their press thing last year. They're trying to make it up. Oh man, crazy stuff, and nothing really came out except for some lower model skis. I mean, it was like really not anything. Like the hype was so built up, and then the crazy thing is when you want to see what they had come out, they're all over Instagram. Oh, whoa, so big of stuff. And then once it came time to show it, I'm like, well, where is it? So I had to find it myself and go on Facebook. I hate Facebook. And then you couldn't go on Sea-Doo's Facebook page. You got to go to BRP's to see stuff. And yeah, it was like totally didn't make any sense. So Chris asked, "Do you live where there is gators and bull sharks?" Yeah. Hello. Well, we got tiger sharks. There was if you go on osearch.org, there was a pretty decent size great white shark pinging off the coast here of Myrtle Beach. And yeah, they got tiger sharks. We got poisonous snakes. There's black bears. All types of stuff that want to eat you. It's actually crazy. There could be like a black bear walk right into the garage, and they're kind of all over here. And sometimes I forget about stuff like that, and it's kind of great. There was last year at Myrtle's Inlet. It's right next to Myrtle Beach. There was a bar restaurant, and it has like open doors, and a bear walked straight in there and started like scaling the walls and going all crazy. So like, yeah. You see my last video, that is just like, that's like no joke. And that was from a guy on the Waccamaw River, and the Waccamaw River ties into where I ride at here in South Carolina. And yeah, it's like crazy. That gator was pissed off. It had its mouth wide open and just charging. And imagine that video. What would you do if you were in the water, like swimming? Man, that gator wanted that person big time. And it just shows. I've seen gators like where they're almost up to the surface, but not when I've been on the stand up in that area. And it's just like, it's kind of freaky when you think about it. The problems with a gator, the only way you can take a gator out, it's fighting a dinosaur. You can have a split second to get them with a knife in the belly, but that's if you can be that quick. And still you couldn't hit a knife through the top of their skin. It's pretty crazy. Marco asked, did you have any damage from the hurricane? No, I was pretty lucky. It was crazy. I saw stuff, people in like New York, New Jersey, I think there was like over 1.7 million people without electricity, which is crazy. All that happened is the lights flickered and my internet couldn't reset. I was pretty lucky. I know on the beach there was one of the big what do you call it? Pier. The pier split in half. And there was a lot of debris. I went riding a couple of days ago, and there was a lot of debris in the water. Let's see. Crazy as RXTX 300 versus GP1800R SVHO in terms of reliability. Well, there's no question. The heck says it all, man. That shouldn't even be a question, man. I own a GP1800R SVHL. Really like how comfy the RXTX. So I'm test riding one tomorrow. Reliability is my concern with CD. Well, you already got the best ski. Why aren't you happy with what you got? That doesn't make any sense, man. You're better off with that. Or if you really like the RXTX, you should have bought Yamaha FX SVHO, because that is like, that's the best way of comparing those two skis. And that's not even like a no-brainer, man. No-brainer. I have to be honest, when I ride in really rough water, I think the GP is better. I hated the RXTX. I think bounce. And then plus two, you're talking about you want to get a jet ski that's poly plastic hull. And I don't know about that. I don't think the RXPX locks you in place. I think that. All right, somebody spams this. Bye, bud. You spam it, you get taken out. Woo! You come into my live stream, buddy. You're in the Beowulf world, buddy. I got complete control. You're coming into the wrong place to start stuff. Bye. Bait. There was just some hater coming in that somebody coming in here. It's funny, man. I wouldn't think if you're on YouTube, it wouldn't be smart to be using your real name. Just saying. It's real easy to check up on stuff and figure out who's who. Wouldn't be smart. This is so funny. Like, I'm telling you, I'm like the last person you should be messing with. Seriously. So, like, the interesting thing, and I'll bring this up because I want to do a whole video about it, but talking about it. So there's a dealer out here in my area called Redline. And the funny thing is every time I've wanted to go buy a ski from them, nobody will give you the time of day, which is kind of crazy. I had to once work on something. They didn't install stuff correctly. I had to fix it all, which made no sense of why you went to the dealer. That's why I do all the work myself. And then like I had to get spark plugs for my SXR. They took 3 weeks to get me the spark plugs. And then when they got me the spark plugs, they sold me the wrong ones. I was like, what the heck is this? So I was looking at getting some single Triton trailers. So they're overpricing selling the Triton trailers. The retail on the LT Triton trailer is like 1,200, maybe 1,300. They're marking up the trailers up to $1,900. That's not even including tax. Why make double to triple your money on selling something? I don't know about that. That just doesn't make any sense. And then, yeah, I just bring that up. If you're in the market to buy stuff, I highly recommend not buying stuff from them unless you want to be taken advantage of. Calb asks, you hype for the 2021 reveal on the 12th? Totally. I might do something, a live stream earlier in the day, like right after it gets it. I might do, it just matters what's all going on. I just have to laugh. Somebody comes in here and it's like, dude, how dumb would you be to use if that's your first and last real name? That's like, man, think about it before you do something stupid. Bates said he had punched the gator. I'll tell you, if you saw a gator like that, man, you probably, you know what, yourself. Mitchell said, are you getting a wrap for your GP? Yeah, I'm waiting for this one company that does really cool graphics. And I don't know, man. It's like I hear every week, oh, we're going to do it. And I don't hear nothing. And I like hound people. So I don't know, man. It's actually really cool. So what I'm doing is I'm redoing my seat. The whole seat, different material. So I just got, that's what the thumbnail was. So these are every single yellow. Look at all this. Oh my gosh, it's just dropping. Look at this. So these are all the different yellows that Jettrim can do material, right? Now the one, you can all see what the heck. What one matches the factory graphics, which is pretty cool. So none of these, except for only one, is identical match. Now I guess it's hard to see in the light. So guess what color this one is? It's called lime squeeze. So I'm doing this with black carbon fiber with the same grippy loose stitching, and whenever they're free to get stuff done, I'm redoing the whole entire seat. Doing a new one is what my plans are. That's kind of my big thing. I'm so excited to get that because I'm like, it's so hard with that, and it's cool. So it's, if you're looking, you have a Yamaha and you want to match identical to the stock seat or the stock graphics. I mean, it's called Lime Squeeze from Jettrim. They do all custom seats, the best stuff out there. Anything else there, it's not even comparison. No joke. Chris's CD is the most reliable. Okay. Okay. The problem is some of these people, I've owned every single one. So to be honest, if you've not owned all of them, you just because you like die hard at one brand, like be realistic, man. That's his talent. Fake news coming from Chris. Caleb said 5 days to the Yamaha reveal. When is the Sea-Doo? 2021. I don't really know what's going on with Sea-Doo. Rebel said, which do you prefer, four-stroke or two-stroke? Four-stroke all day long. It's just a lot less hassle to deal with. Let's see. It's starting to rain outside. Crazy says, I get blown out of the water by my buddy's stock RXTX. Laugh aloud. He outruns me in everything besides flat water. I'm going to keep the GP1800R, but really starting to consider the RXT my second ski. Well, the first thing you got to do, if you haven't done your ski, you got to do like sponsons. That makes the biggest difference in handling. To me, I think the GP ride 100 times better. I don't even think about RXTX. You couldn't even pay me to take one. I still wouldn't take it. That's just me. You have to change stuff, you know, like to feel more comfortable. You got to put a grippy seat. There's like a whole bunch of stuff, and plus it's by physically what you can handle. To me, why would you want to buy a ski that the top half is plastic? Your handlebars, parts of it all are plastic. I mean, it just, to me, the design of that just makes absolutely no sense. Look at the ski behind me. That mounts into the ski. You look right here. This mounts in to having handling to steer it. You look there. If you can get it, and mount straight in there. There's no like silly hatch. Don't get fooled, man. Seriously, don't get fooled. It's like, honestly, I don't hate raining on this, but it's like, people, wake up. Bait system, I have no clue what he's talking about. Mel said, I heard Kawasaki's not going to build jet skis after 2022. Is that true? I think that's 100% false. They're the ones that started jet ski racing. Why would they be like giving up? That makes absolutely no sense. That's just somebody posting fake news just to get people to watch stuff or read their articles. Man, it's really raining now. Yeah, I'll take a look at that song. They. Oh, look at this guy. He's such a troll. He's coming back with a different profile. And then look at what happens, man. Hasta la vista, baby. Dude, what are you doing, man? Bye-bye. Oh, it's so funny. I'm just doing custom graphics to look somewhat like the stock one. But can't tell you what I'm gonna do before it happens. I actually think it's pretty sad. You know who's doing this? Is this guy from Redline. I think that's who's doing all this because you're called out, bro. We know it's you. Who else would be going out here doing this, thinking they're all cute? Well, I'm going to try to spam I am Beowulf. But you know what happens? The Terminator comes and says, hasta la vista, baby. What crazy, a lot of that is you got to play with the trim, and that makes a difference. How you adjust the trim when you're riding makes a difference how it rides. But sponsons are like the most, like, I would do sponsons before an intake rate, but that's just me. If you don't have sponsons on it, that makes the world of a difference how the ski is going to ride. That Marco said Ben's mad because his Sea-Doo sunk, or he's somebody that works at Redline Power Sports, hates me speaking the truth. That's what, to me, like, the honest thing. I don't like to hate on stuff, but when I see something that's not right in the industry, if somebody's like ripping somebody off over pricing stuff, if people aren't getting true customer service, if something that's in the market is having a bunch of issues that is natural known facts, I like to bring that up. That's just me. I think there's too much stuff in the industry where people are being paid even when there's stuff that's bad and they still like don't give an honest opinion. And I just think that's what's going to be changing in the industry with jet skis, or if you old school want to call it PWC, I don't know who calls it that anymore. To me, it's a jet ski. If you talk to a normal person and you said personal watercraft, they look at you and go, what the heck is that? If you go to any normal person and say jet ski, they go, oh yeah, I know what that is. It's what it's called. I don't care who started it. Like, some of these people go like, Kawasaki's called jet ski. Sea-Doo's called Sea-Doo. And Yamaha's called Wing Runner. It's like, it's all jet ski. I don't care. There's no argument. Move on. I'm not sure. I'm trying to scroll down. If you want to waste your money and buy RXTX, go ahead and go do it, man. I'm not gonna stop you. You'd be like, oh man, I should listen to Beowulf. I made a financial mistake. William said, would you get a Spark Tricks? I was debating about it for like buying a used one, do a couple videos with it, and then just sell it. What I was actually looking at, but they're hard to find, and it's the people selling them used, they're more than new, and it's not worth it with that. I just see so many with the hulls cracked that I don't even know if I want to risk my insurance having something like that in the stable. Chris says, have you ever ridden any old two-stroke stand-ups? Excuse me, I got something to eat. I'm kind of belchy. How does the four-stroke Howie compare to if you have an old two-stroke is considered one of the new units? Thanks, man. I'm considering one of the new. So the big difference. So I haven't ridden any a lot of old two-strokes, but basically from watching enough people. So like the Kawasaki SXR 1500, you can get on that thing when it's not running. Now, if you watch a couple of videos back, there was this kid riding a Superjet, and he was trying to sit there talking to me, and he just flopped right up. You can't sit on it when it's not moving. That's a big selling pitch. Why I bought the SXR? Because where I ride, there's alligators, there's sharks. I don't want to be sitting in the water. It'd be stupid to be sitting in the water because I know what exactly happened. They see movement, like this one video, the GoPro didn't get it. It kept moving around. I fell out and got back on. And when I was learning to practice turns, and when I'm coming through this turn, I look down, and this alligator is rising from the deck coming up. Now, would I want to be in a ski that like you cannot be sitting on it? No freaking way. I want to have my legs. So basically, I think that's like the biggest selling pitch. It's heavy. All the time people go, oh, do a backflip. There's no way you can do it. It's way too long, too heavy. But all around fun riding, you fill it up. There's no worries about it. The only issue that I've seen that everybody says goes wrong with them is the fuel pump. But when you read the owner's manual, it says replace the fuel filter every 25 hours. Then every 50 hours, replace the whole entire fuel assembly. To me, what I'm probably just going to do, I bought a fuel filter, and then once I've seen all this, because it's really the fuel. So that's the end of the engine right there. And trying to figure out how I'm pointing. So the fuel tank's there. It's a tight fit to get in there. So if stuff has issues, I'll just spend the $500 and buy the whole new fuel pump assembly and just call it a day. That's the only issue that goes wrong with it. And to me, it's not the big thing. The cool thing why I think Kawasaki is really good, when you read the owner's manual, they tell the different grade oil by what the temperature where you live, like all this data, meaning that Kawasaki really tests their stuff. You open up a Sea-Doo, they're not giving you all this like info. There's actually no way to get an actual physical shop manual that's a real deal, like hardcover. There's all these digital ones. I got the hardcover for the GP 1800R, and I got the hardcover for the SXR 1500. Both Yamaha and Kawasaki, you can tell they really, really test their stuff. To me, if you're buying one, I would get a four-stroke. I just think it's, no offense to two-strokes, they're kind of like old news, my opinion. That's why Yamaha's not making them anymore. Plus, with all these emissions laws, we're in 2020, going almost to 2021. We're not in the 1990s. Trying to scroll. Is it true that Fox SVH is faster than the GP? No, Jason, the GP 1800R is faster than the FX SVHO. You go on Riva's site and look at all the stage packages. No matter what, the GP is faster when you're spending money. I've seen this. I've already answered this about the Spark Tricks, William. Mitchell said, "Did sponsons give you miles per hour or just handling?" Well, it makes a difference how the thing's gonna be straight line speed and then how you're making turns, and then it matters what type of sponson that you put in there. So basically, the new ones I just installed, I don't even know. Well, you can't see it because the ghost moved the cover. So the new ones have it where these sponsons can move. Now this is on a stand up. This is not how it would be on a sit down. So there's 3 positions to move it forward and back, and you have 3 positions to move it up and down. And in the original ones I had in there that I just took out, these were the ones I had in there originally. Again, these would be different from a sit down to a stand up. All the things can do is go, you see the 2 holes, so you can go forward and back. And then this sponson, you can actually, well, again, you can see the difference in size of the paddle. I'm not ridding with these, I just installed those yesterday. So they're all different. So sponsons, I think if you first ski, get it like an intake grate and sponsons and play around with that before you do any speed mods. Because like if you had a road racing car and you're racing, the last thing you do is make it faster. You try to figure out all the handling, mastering that, to know where you're going at. And there's so much adjustments to go with that. A lot of it crazy when you're in choppy water, it's throttle control is how you're moving through the waves. You can't be just sitting there holding full throttle or half throttle. You have to move your fingers to control. It's a rhythm, it's a pattern. Every time I go out in the ocean with people, I just leave them because there's all throttle control. You don't just hold it, you have to adjust by a wave and how you're adjusting. If you're just sitting there like holding it down, or fingers got to constantly be moving, adjusting it and getting it. And then I think you said what? You had a trim. Uh, I don't know why you'd have to trim all the way down, but because if you usually I put the trim all the way down, like when I'm ready to like make sharp turns, I'll intentionally want the nose to go way underwater. Otherwise I never put the trim that low. Usually have it most of the time as high as it can be, but that's just me. Yeah, who's asking for a shout out? It's real easy. Hit the money sign and do a donation, and you get a shout out. Bait does it every time. Oh my gosh, this is Mraz says to everyone. This isn't me saying this is what somebody's commenting. Mraz says to everyone that has an RXTX, you're an idiot. Uh, oh my gosh, there's a lot going on here. And Bait says, like squad, let's do it. Growing. We can do better than 9 likes. Grow the video. Woohoo! Yeah, definitely hit the like button. To me, it kind of upsets me. I like that you guys watch the video, but definitely hit the like button. It really helps. You guys want me to keep on making videos, or you just want me to stop? One day I might just stop. If you guys aren't hitting that like button, I might just say, forget it. I'm done. No more videos. I'll take a hiatus for a couple months or something. Marez says, why do you hate on? I'm not hating. I'm just stating facts. There was issues with Yamaha. I just sit there and just went on a whole rant about the SXR. It's the only issue it has. I'm telling people, if you want to know the only issue, Prawn C2 has tons of issues that I just bring it up, and it's more all the real big issues are 2019 to 2020 and up. The 2018, like my RXPX, best year to buy, my opinion, was C2. So I haven't really had any issues that weren't real easy, quick fix. I've seen other people, man, it's just got horror stories, and more of the horror stories are all from the hull that the RXTX, because it's such a universal plastic Polytex hull. I'd just rather be honest about that. To me, if the FX SVHO, the new one, was out when I got it, I never would have wasted my money on an RXTX. Period, no question. I think that was like buying an RXTX is one of the worst skis I've ever purchased. My opinion. I mean, you had the speakers and there was all this rattling from them. Just the build quality was just it wasn't there, and I hear all those issues from everybody else. Jacob asked, "Tis a mounting speaker on a jet ski." There's tons of ones out there. There's some listed on my Amazon store. If you have the model C2, if you want the factory ones, they're on there. Amazon.com/shop/I am Beowulf. Again, Amazon.com/shop/I am Beowulf. They're on there. And there's also on there two speakers. They're universal ones you could mount in a jet ski, so check them out. Mason asks, what skis will you get next? So I'm going to be putting a deposit on a 2021 Yamaha Superjet. So I'm in calls of dealers, like literally one dealer wanted to do work. There's a lot of these dealers, like I called and they said their Yamaha specialist isn't in. And they said to call back. I said, well, what do you want to call me back? That's like if I had a retail business selling stuff, I'd be like, yeah, let me take your name and number. When that person gets in, they'll call you back. And I'll be like, hey, close back. Like they're too lazy to write down your name and number. The crazy thing, he said he wrote down and they never called. I mean, that's what I'm saying is there's a lot of dealers out there that they might have a lot of money to become a dealer, but their customer service. So when I see those people, I'm going to start calling them all out. They're not going to be hidden, not being seen. I'm going to let people know who they are. Let's see if I can. Here we go. So what I've heard, these rumors that the 2021 GP is a replacing a bunch of stuff from the upper end of the hull up. So I'll pull the camera off to make this. So I'm really kind of curious how this is all going to work. Sorry for being real movie, but this is a webcam. It's not really made to be moving around. It's not like my good stuff, the stability control. So this panel comes out here, right? So my only guess what they can even change on this to redesign the look of it, obviously the hood, this piece right here, and this right here is the only way you can transform it. So what my curiosity with doing stuff is, like, for example, if you want to put the new dash, that would be a mistake with the Can-Am side-by-side dash in there, you could. It just plugs right in. So here is what the rumor is, it's going to be a digital dash, right? Most likely, everything will plug right in, and it has to be something where it's something that was redesigned but easy to put together. So basically, is it that would I get the new one or modify my existing one and do it to that is what my plans are doing. But I have done tons of cool stuff. Like you see that carbon fiber, hydro dipped the back, that's carbon fiber. So I've done a bunch of cool stuff with it. And also too, so I got these like custom graphics I plan on doing, but then originally I picked up these and I haven't ever even installed them. And these are the 2020 GP1800R graphics. And that's also shows you right here too. This is what's so cool. Look how identical Jettrim's their stuff is. It's literally identical. Awesome. So these are the same colors like the 2019, but I have these and I plan on installing them, or this company is going to do them. We'll do up something a little bit different that looks similar. I don't know. So if I don't use these, I'll plan on selling them. And if somebody else wants to change their graphics on their ski. There's so much stuff. It's like I only got so much time in a day. Jason said Sea-Doo burns gas up too fast compared to Yamaha. It's a huge difference in fuel consumption. I mean, I don't want to sit here and think people are like I hate on it. It's just like I think people need to be aware of stuff, because sometimes people's mind is set like they don't look at the other brands, and I think there's like Kawasaki and Yamaha make really good stuff. All right, if somebody can see my plug-in stuff. If you think the RX, this crazy guy, if you think it's so great, go out and buy one, man. Like, I don't think it's good. I don't miss the ski, and I think it doesn't cut like you say it is. You can watch any of my old videos where I'm in the ocean, and the thing just bounced. It was just like the worst ride in the ocean, period. I hated how that thing rode through the ocean. And actually, when you look at the RX PX, that thing would go straight through. How I set up things in there, I'd go through the wave. I wouldn't be going over it most of the time. Half the time I'm going through that and looking back, I'm thinking, man, I'm lucky a shark didn't take me out when I'm doing that. I don't really think this guy has a GP1800. I think he's a big Sea-Doo fan. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe somebody with Sea-Doo trying to change people's minds. I don't know where you guys want to plug the RXTX when it has a plastic hull. I can't tell you how many people at the RXTXs that sent me photos of and I've seen physically in person where the hulls have cracked. And then that's why in 2020, they made the hulls thicker than the first 2 years, 2018 and 2019. So if you think the hull is so great, why is it in 2020 they made the hulls thicker? Because they had so much issues. And then the 2020 RXTX, I had a laugh when I saw their article. They're like, well, they did this video and they're like, our engines are fuel efficient. Like that is the whole no. And then they said how they got better gas mileage is they just put the Fish Pro gas tank in there. All they do is put more fuel. It doesn't mean it's burning better. It's like, oh yeah, we're getting better gas mileage. We put a bigger tank in there. We're getting better gas mileage now. Man, it's just stating facts. I mean, seriously. Here, all 2018 and up RXTXs are made from Polytech. They're not fiberglass. Jason says your RXTX is soon to be an anchor. Here, let's if you guys don't believe me about that, if we all sit there and act like the RXTX is so great, actually that we're comparing it, the FX SVHO is a lot better of a ski. Or you go with the Kawasaki Ultra Series, that again is a better ski. But so here's a photo. I find what's going Piper posting. Here's your RXTX. Oh wait, the Polytech. Oh yeah, the great fiberglass hull. Wait, no, it's plastic. That's a whole straight. That's a whole straight through. Let me see if we can get it. Like real impressive of a ski. Like where your feet go. Watch out, you might go through it. Central Castle, do they only make so many skis every year? Why are they only so hard to find right now because of the coronavirus? So what's going on is you have different plants. Like all Sea-Doos are built in Mexico, so the plant keeps on opening and closing. So there's some dealers that might have recently got stuff that they're claiming are 2021, and actually what they are is like stuff the dealers were supposed to have for 2020. So from what I heard is they're not going to be shipping out their 2021s till like the first of the year because you got customs, you got all that going on. They've had the plants in Yamaha or for Yamahas in Georgia, and they've been opening and closing with that. So this call that I had with Yamaha, this isn't made up fake news. This is what Yamaha told me is when they first starting production, they're going to re-get all the 2020s or they were supposed to get out and then start production the 2021s. That's what they told me. So if Yamaha says that, it has to be true. Why would they say that? I don't know. Some of these people, these Sea-Doos, like they just got to be like straight haters, man. Chris says, I'm psyched about getting a new uh, ski next year, but I had a STX 15F this season, an awesome budget ski. I use only ones that can have had 4 to 6K and they keep up with modern stuff. That's cool. Shane says, I can't believe you're selling your GP1800R. Only. It's not a for sure thing yet, but it will probably be up for sale, and I'm probably going to pick up a 2021. What my plan is. I don't know. I'm still doing stuff to the skis, so faces, haha, I'm laughing because of big man. Yeah, some of these people, it's like, dude, the RXTX is just literally old news. It's like, just get over it. Move on. Like, I moved on. Like, I don't even think about it. The only time I think about it is when these people talk about it. Otherwise, I'm like, I don't even think about it. I always think, actually, what I think about is like how glad I sold it. Just like hating. Like, dude, honestly, if you think the GP1800R can't handle rough water, then you really have to be working on your physical strength. Because if you think you can't ride it, I've gone miles off the coast in crazy water where there's great white sharks and stuff that'll like ruin your day. I mean, there's people, they have all the time where jet skis wash the shore here in Myrtle Beach and they never find the people who are on it. They didn't find nothing. That's how dangerous it is going out there. I mean, it's like no joke. Jets that are excited about the 2021 jet skis. Totally. Like, I think it's going to be like really exciting what is all going on. And to me, like this is my opinion. So like this is what I've been seeing with some of these people. Is to me, I like to state facts. I'm not hating, but I like to state facts because my opinion is I've owned a bunch of these skis. Like in 2018, I bought 3 Sea-Doos, right? GTRX, RXPX, the RXTX, 3 skis that were really good at comparison of what Sea-Doo's doing, right? I put over like 100 hours on that RXTX, doing different mods, pulling it all apart with a cover was a big hassle if you're working on your stuff. Like if you had a leak going on, you couldn't physically see it. So it's not hating. It's just stating facts that people should realize before purchasing it. Now, the people who go on here and want to be like a troll or any of that, there has to be something wrong with you, because there is crazier stuff going on in the world right now, like in Lebanon, where they had that explosion happen. You have over 250,000 of people that are homeless from the explosion, that they only have, before even that explosion, that city, they would have only 2 hours of electricity through the whole entire day. Right now, they have riots going on there. They have people where they can't get money in the bank to eat. That's something to be upset about. If you're going to come on here and be like a prick, like, move on. There's a lot worse things going on in the world. And seriously, don't mess with me. That's just my opinion. You're on thin ice coming messing with a Beowulf. So there's, I mean, to me, I only say stuff about Sea-Doo is to state facts of what's going on, for people don't make a mistake buying certain stuff. And there's stuff that could go wrong with Yamaha and Kawasaki. There's no question about that. And if I saw stuff in this physical proof, I would totally 100% talk about it. I've seen stuff with the Yamaha where people complain about the paint or something like that. And it's just how you take care of stuff. It's like buying a car and saying you drove away with the car and you have a chip and go, oh man, the paint on this car is terrible. It's like, dude, it's going to happen. Like, if I got a chip on my Jeep SRT, I wouldn't lose any sleep. It'd be like, it's battle scars. Jet asked, what do you think about the Kawasaki 310R? I definitely want one. I don't think they're going to change for 2021, which is kind of upsetting. I really was crossing my fingers, but I don't know. Shane said, I heard the RXPX will have the same back platform like the RXTX. So, like, when I went to the New York Boat Show, and just to give people an idea, like, I was at the New York Boat Show. Now, you see all those people out there, you think they're like people with Sea-Doo. They're actually dealer salesmen. And everybody who works at a dealer selling Sea-Doos just ran about the Sea-Doo. And it's just funny. And that's what they had there. So they had all the skis there except for the RXPX. And so, why do you guys have the RXPX there? Oh, we only want to have the Polytech plastic hulls on display here. All right. The same as like when I was there and Yamaha had a booth. I'm like, oh, where's the Superjet? New York has some rules. They can't sell two-stroke jet skis. So that's just what's going on. I'm going to get one thing real quick. I'll be right back. I want to show you guys something. I'll be right back. So people have been asking, I will have these hats up on the site tomorrow morning or tonight. Actually, what I'll do, I promise you this, as soon as the live stream ends, I will have these live on iambeowulf.com. So it'll be, how about this? As soon as the live stream ends, I will take the photos and it'll be up there. It won't be up tomorrow morning. It'll be up tonight. Let's see. Let me scroll up. Perp, I'll see your order tonight then. Appreciate it. I'm scrolling up there. Mark says, answer my question 11:36. I can't look at time. There's no time markers, so you're asking something I can't even look to see it because I see no time thing on here to scroll back. I see somebody asked. That's an interesting question. I'm gonna read these little rants. Why is this? I hate this laptop. Where is it? Chris asked earlier, do you have a recommendation for a GPS for jet skiing? So I have past videos. I got a handheld GPS. It's a Garmin military GPS. It's on my Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/I am Beowulf. Look under the jet ski riding gear, and that's where it's at. Central says, I'm afraid to ride on the beach by myself. Anything can happen when you're out there. Bates said, let's just put all the BS aside, and the ski is better than no ski. Stop the BS, get out there, have a great time, just ride. So that what if your ski suck or breaks down, just enjoy it. That's my opinion. I said the same thing to my brother. He wants to sell a ski, and I said, brother, it's better to have a ski than no ski. He starts wants to get like something kind of out of his budget. I said, man, better have a ski than no ski. Who really cares which one's better? It's better to know things that could go wrong before purchasing something. But like, obviously, I don't want to see everybody writing the same thing. We don't have to be all dressed the same. We don't have to look the same. It just sounds ridiculous. If you want to buy Sea-Doo, go buy Sea-Doo. If you want to go buy Kawasaki, go buy Kawasaki. If you want to buy Yamaha, go buy Yamaha. Doesn't matter. Buy what makes you happy. Don't buy something that's not going to make you happy. So, Jet says you might have to get a Kawasaki SXR 310 for the channel. Definitely, it's something on my radar. We're getting or impossible to find one right now to buy. You guys, I give so many hints, and then people still ask it. Mira says, never be alone on the ocean. Yeah, I go on the ocean by myself all the time. It's not an intelligent thing. I would not recommend that for people, and it's crazy. If you looked on my Instagram, I posted a past video from a year ago, and I was out in the ocean. It was like right at dusk, and you can see the whole silhouette of me heading towards a shark. You can see the whole silhouette of the shark. And yeah, if I fell in the water, that would be a big mistake. And then also too, I had a photo where it's the face you can see clearly of a juvenile great white shark. I've seen so much stuff that like literally you have to be thinking about it, because if you don't, something's wrong with you. I mean, how many times you keep seeing them, and then one day it's like if you went hiking in the woods, right? And there was mountain lion, a black bear, a grizzly bear, right? You kept going, you kept seeing them. One day they're gonna get you. There's no question about that. It's just you're gonna have not the right time or moment. A lot of too the great whites, they hunt from behind, so you could be riding your jet ski and they could be following you right behind you. You wouldn't know it. I've seen tons of video where they're showing that kind of action in their following stuff. Or if you follow too close to the shark, it might turn around and say hello. It's the same with the guy with the kayak. Earlier clip in the video, I didn't have it in there. He saw the gator. Instead of where he should turn around and went the other way, he kept riding going forward, thinking, let's see what happens. Well, the gator didn't want him coming in his territory. Rebel said, what do you think about a Yamaha Wave Runner 650? They're nice. Shane said, what problems did you have with the RXP? I never had, like I'd say, any problems. If there was a part that I installed, there was an issue that was aftermarket, I made sure I didn't put it back in there. That would probably be the biggest thing I'd have to say was a problem. There was past videos about that. But otherwise, right now, it's 110%. I'm selling it. I just want to get out of the Sea-Doo family. I don't feel Sea-Doo's that great of a family because when you got all these people who are like totally haters, it's another reason why I don't want to own a Sea-Doo. I just think it's like some of these people own Sea-Doos are just ridiculous, and I don't want to be a part of it. That's no family to me. It's just like a bunch of pouty people or something. I don't know. Jet said, "How you like the Ergo seat? It's awesome, especially with the Jettrim, super grippy. That's probably like the biggest plus I have to say. The seat's real nice. Um, Fernando asks, any recommendations for my first ski? First, always buy what fits in your budget. So you should probably first look like Facebook Marketplace, see what's out there. Right now, a lot of skis are selling pretty high, so you just gotta do your shopping around. Thank you, Bait, for donating $5. Please, can someone donate at least $1 to feed the doggos? They need to eat too. Let's really start a movement. Woohoo! Thanks, Bait. I really appreciate it. Shane asks, is a seat good on the GP1800R? My whole seat has a custom Jettrim seat. And Mirez says, most of my friends have Sea-Doos and all they do is talk smack about Yamaha because they wish they bought a Yamaha. Basically, the money really go feed the dog. That's 100%, man. It's like I said, when that last bill going to get dog food, I spent like $250 for like I don't even know if that feeds the dogs for a month. It's crazy. That's a lot of money for food. Um, Puppies eat a lot, and so it's basically got to buy the puppy food and you got to buy the regular dog food, and yeah, it's not cheap. And I don't feed them like I think it's crucial to healthy your dog, feed them the right stuff. Uh, when you do the through haul exhaust, if you have insurance, there's a pretty good high percent chance that they will drop you from your insurance by doing that. That's why I've never done that with any of my skis, is for that reason. If you have insurance and you got an insurance claim and an insurance person came there, assess the damage, and they see you drill a hole in your hull, especially that it's a boat, jet ski, that it's in water, they could immediately drop you from your insurance. And nobody else will tell you that stuff. I'm speaking the honest truth. Some of these people, the truth hurts. I'm not selling those exhausts. I can tell the truth. It is 100% the truth. You don't believe me? Call your insurance and say, hey, well, I want to put this one exhaust and I drilled a hole in my exhaust. You know what they would say? Hang on one second. They'd be like, oh, such and such. Oh, I'm sorry to notify you, but we're dropping you from your from having insurance with us. Guaranteed. See, Morez says, well, I'm dead. I actually didn't know that. It's to me, it's use the nugget. Jet says, yeah, you can do the free flow exhaust. It's like if you watch the video where I install it, look at all my install videos, you can see what ones I've done with Sea-Doos, the Yamahas. So like in the RXPX, I did their water box and the free flow exhaust. It's super loud. There would be no reason to drill into the hull. The GP, I wanted something that was easy, that you don't have to cut anything, and I put the work racing free flow exhaust. And actually, if you had to do the whole through hull exhaust, it would be a pain in the butt how far you had to like go literally inside the ski, like almost like 80% or 70% of your body was inside the hull trying to get to it. Maris, I know I just like I would have thought of that just because if like your insurance, it's a boat. Like if you had a car and you started drilling holes all throughout your car, like let's say you drilled a probably put a roll cage in your car, right? And you start drilling to put that in there, most likely your insurance would drop you from that. I mean, you think of it's a boat and you drill like a hole this big into the boat. If it already has a hole for the exhaust, why would you put a second hole and a hole inside your hull? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Rebel says, "Do you have insurance on a jet ski?" Yeah, I wouldn't be riding without one. Most places it's required to have, and then also too, like for example, you're on the water. If you didn't have insurance and somebody else hit you that didn't have insurance, so how are you gonna fix it? And there's like horror stories of stuff that happens all the time out there. I mean, I think my last video, that cigarette boat, like it's hard to tell in the video, but like he didn't see me on the way coming back in and like was heading straight at me, and those things are doing, like 100 something miles per hour. And then plus two, when you drill the hole in the through hole exhaust, remember, then if you sell it to somebody, you I think personally, I think it affects your warranty by doing that. And then it'll affect when you sell it to somebody that they could be like, well, hey, you just drilled a hole in there, and then somebody else can't get their ski insured and stuff like that. I don't know. It's stuff to think about. It's so cool hearing that thunder rumbling. Yeah, there was like a crazy video. Grant said, "What's up from Illinois? What's up, brother?" Mark said, "FX Hall is better in rough ocean than the RXTX. RXT bow steers and wander." Definitely too. When I had my RXTX, the steering always felt like it was moving, and you had a counter with it. I hated the steering on there, and the dealers would tell me they get people coming in there complaining all the time about that with the RXTX. The design, you think of it like how it opens up and it looks all great with the storage, but like the steering is mounted into plastic. It's not like mounting to some type of steering linkage or something. Like it's just kind of crazy when you think you're holding on to something that could actually just like break off. It's just like plastic. And I've seen that. There was a photo on Facebook where that happened to somebody and the whole top cover came off. And the person said they were riding it during that. Like, forget that. Seriously. Forget that. No thanks. No thanks. Maria said, "Do you know any gains with a water box?" Probably just that it got super loud like crazy. And the reality why I did that, so when you install like the Riva Racing intake, you have to remove one of these sensors in the water box. So you have to drill a hole into your water box, which again, I don't think that makes any sense. If you want to put it back to stock, you can't put it back to stock because it's drilled into the water box. It fills up with water. So if you buy their water box, Riva's water box, you don't have to do that because it's moved over. I've seen people like rental skis that have over like 1,000 hours. They're still running strong. So I think the hours somebody stayed in, I don't think that's correct. To me, that's this GP1800R better than Sea-Doo. It's probably Yamaha better than Sea-Doo. I've been 100% happy with my Yamaha. I have like 30 hours, and I would only sell it to probably get the newer thing. But if I could modify it to be like the newer thing, I would 100% do that. I mean, I have 30 hours. It's like nothing. The thing's like literally brand spanking new. Chris said the RXT are basically the same unit. RXTX is the same unit as the Fish Pro. So if you want to own a ski you think is a race ski, and it's technically a fishing jet ski, it's the same thing. Jet said I wouldn't sell the GP1800R. It's dope. Have that and the 310R. Like I said, put in deposit on a 2021 Yamaha Superjet, and then we'll see where it goes on. We haven't seen nothing yet to see what's going on. I don't want to spoil everything, but I'm telling you, the big spoiler right now, I'm getting the Superjet. When? I don't know, because I want to find all that out. I was like, when I talked to this dealer, I had a gazillion questions. I'm like, besides putting to buy it, I want to know how much, how soon am I getting it? I want to be the first person with it. And a lot of, I had way too many questions. Most of the crazy when I called this dealer, they had no clue what's going on. I'm like, if you've seen the last live stream, I know exactly what engine's going into that. into the Yamaha Superjet. I know a lot, and you know the crazy thing is nobody told me. I do my research, and it's facts research. I'm one of those people, like, if something's going on in the world, I can find out anything about anything going on. Should have worked for the CIA. Chris says the gators are gonna be nipping at your legs on the Superjet. No question. It's kind of like when I think about it, it's like, oh, so I want to get another stand up, huh? I was telling my brother, I told him if you want to sell his Yamaha Wave Venture, get the new Superjet. And he was all like, I think he's too scared to go on this on a stand up, to be honest. He claims like he'd be this pro doing it, and it's like, dude, if you've never been in one, how could you say anything? And I tell him, get the Superjet. And he's like, I want to take people out of me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, forget it. Just go and have fun yourself. To me, I have more fun riding by myself than anything else. Whereas asks, have you tried HydroTurf? Well, the HydroTurf was stock on the tray with the Kawasaki, which I removed with Jettrim. And then we're putting HydroTurf. Hopefully, I think tomorrow or on Sunday, I'm installing HydroTurf on my brother's Yamaha Wave Venture. Shane asked, when are the 2021 jet skis coming out? They first got to announce it before they're all coming out. And to be honest, it's hard to know what the production is going on. Merez asked, how do you like the stand-up? I love it. I actually think the stand-up is one of my favorite skis. It's the most challenging to ride, and it's definitely, I think it's harder to ride when there's tons of people out there. It's a lot paying attention, but definitely from the first time riding to now, I've greatly improved. And then it's just playing around, doing newer things to it to figure out what, like a lot of these parts for the stand-up, they don't work for everybody. So you got to buy this thing and then change that. Like I'm going to change the handlebars so my arms will sit differently, position my body on there. It's all different by your person's preference of how you want that thing to ride. Now, a lot of it, like, that's the one thing that's it kind of sucks with Sea-Doo is that, you know, they have that closed loop cooling. You can't replace the ride plate because it's part of the cooling. Well, all these skis, when you're changing ride plates, drastically changes the ski. For example, the GP1800R 2019 and up, all are running the Riva Racing ride plate on them. And that's where the 2017 and 2018 weren't that great in handling. And then once they changed to their ride plate as a factory option, greatly improved it. Like I remember buying it and I always feel like, oh man, chop it. It's terrible. It's terrible. I go out riding. I'm like, why don't these people even know what they're talking about? Because I went on it. I thought the thing was just awesome to ride. Everybody's different, but to me, it's what I like to ride. I actually thought my opinion, I think the GP is like really great handling, especially like once you change the handlebars. I got the whole Riva Racing handlebar system, so it actually moves the handles bars more downward, a lot smaller. You can change the angles. They're all custom, like to my setup. And then there's tons more adjustments you can do with the steering. There's like 3 adjustments, how the thing's gonna pitch, steering and stuff. It's a lot of fun. Maria says, yeah, the only thing you can change on Sea-Doo is intake rate or sponsons. Jet says, what kind of mods can you do to stand up? Well, it matters what stand up it is, but like the SXR 1500 behind me, you can put like different ride plate, intake rate, sponsons, the tray of what you're gonna have grip in there. You can replace the pole. I got this pole extension or thing that takes the spring pressure off, and it's doesn't have the pole feel so heavy. But then there's like aftermarket ones you can get with that. You change the handlebars. You got like intake and a lot of stuff. And Bate thinks it should be twin turbo 4-cylinder. Basically, don't worry, man. I think my CD will be sold tomorrow. Got somebody picking it up in the morning. '21 Yamaha's coming out soon. Yep, they got the press event on the 12th. Mara said, "What do you think the Revo Racing handlebar system is worth it on the RXT 230?" I don't do your research. Look at the install thing. When I had my RXTX, I never thought I didn't. Uh, it's gonna be worth the money doing that. Shane, I heard they're adding speakers to 2021 RXP because basically it's gonna be the other whatever sub model that they're based off of is what they're gonna be. The GT, I think it's the GTR or whatever. I mean, all it's going to be is probably an existing ski that's already been out, and they're just putting the 300 engine in it. And if you're looking at speakers, Yamaha FX SPHO has JL audio with a subwoofer. Is it actually sold? It is, man. You snoozed and loosed. I get tons of people messaging me all day about it. Man, I still got this like bad poison ivy still going on. Terrible. Marissa says, yeah, the CD system miles like crazy. It's one of the things I didn't like. They says, good, I'll buy a Yamaha then. America. And that's a cool thing of made in America, American jobs. I think that's crucial. All right, so we're an hour and 11 minutes. Getting sleepy. So I've been picking up and I've been playing a lot of PlayStation 4 Pro right now, and I got the VR headset, and it's just like so much fun. I've been telling some people I play games with, their Xboxes got toasted. I'm like, get the VR. It is so cool. The rumor is, yeah, they could come with digital gauges. I mean, to me, there's a lot of rumors going on. The only rumor that's true is there's a new Superjet coming out. To me, I like to see it when it comes out. Who knows? I mean, it's like when CDU came out with the digital gauges, and they're just like off a Can-Am side by side where they had a headlight thing, and there's no headlights on it. It's so silly. I mean, I thought at first when they came out, I thought it's so cool, and then once I saw more stuff with it, I'm like, oh man, if I was those people had those, I'd just rip it out and put the old gauges in there and actually be kind of cool. To me, sometimes like when stuff is real basic, it's lesser issues of having something going wrong. Bates, how much for your Yamaha? I'm selling it with the Triton Elite trailer. Just DM me, I'll tell you the price. I'm not gonna say it over this thing. It's not cheap. I put a lot of money into it. Everything's always for sale when the price is right. None of this stuff has sentimental value where I'm like, always something's going to be sold and something's going to change at some period of time. But it's curious. If they redesigned stuff with the Yamaha, it's probably something real basic to be already put bolts right on. Bait was priced to sell, man. Want to free up that cash to get that Superjet. I liked it. I just want to move on to something else. Bait just want to move on. It's one of those things like, I don't know, maybe I get bored real easy. That's why I like to have 3 skis to kind of like balance it out. If I really want to get like a Kawasaki 310R, you know, basically what would be cool is they have the GP1800R, Kawasaki 310R, The new Superjet and have the Kawasaki SXR 1500. That'd be pretty cool. Both brands stand up, both brands sit downs. My just fears with the Kawasaki is, like I buy it this year and they don't change anything, and then next year they change something else. I'm like, ah. But when you look at it, there's hardly ever any Kawasaki's for sale. And even Yamahas, there's hardly. Sea-Doos, there's just a lot for sale. Rosen says, straight up, new Yamaha is going to have a nice sound system better than the Sea-Doo. Definitely. I mean, I think the FX, it's not like I'm sitting there trying to be all pro Yamaha, but when you look at it, you buy the speakers that Sea-Doo's selling. There's no label of what manufacturer, who uses them, what speakers they are. And you got the Yamaha FX. It has JL Audio, which is a pretty big name brand, with the subwoofer in your gold box. It's like buying a car and you buy you get the one with whatever the best brand speakers, or you get one you don't even know what the heck's in there. Jerry said, next time you're in Illinois, look me up. Go rip and Rock River. Definitely. I'm planning a trip to Illinois sometime this month or next, because basically in Illinois, you guys are going to have snow, end of September? I tell that to my parents all the time. Just playing. Yeah, so your guys' warm weather is like every day slowly disappearing. Like it's like the snow is coming. Yes, I'm definitely planning it right now. My Doberman Pinscher, Ragna, she had her ears cropped, and then she had this complication where she had to get her stitches redone. So I'm just waiting to know what's all. She's wearing like a donut thing around her and a cone, and she's not road trip worthy. So definitely once she's all healed and I know everything's all right, is when I'm planning to do a trip up north again. Plus, I'm trying to figure it out. So if the Sea-Doo sold, I might try to put the Kawasaki on the Triton Elite trailer with the GP and take both up there. Or I'm looking to pick up a new trailer for the Yamaha, because the trailer I got on here, it doesn't look too bad. I don't know if you guys can really see. It's not bad. It's just the trailer's from 1999. And the hard thing is these skis are trailers are really hard to fit these, because it's just like a giant bullet. And Triton has a wave trailer. So-called fits it good. It's just trying to find the right price. The problem is in South Carolina, not just one dealer, multiple dealers are selling the trailers way over MSRP. That actually Triton's kind of just embarrassed that they're doing that. And you just cross the border and go get one exactly what they're for, and you don't have to pay sales tax. I mean, this is the truth. One of these dealers, I was calling them out on it, and then they're trying to sell the trailer for like $2,000, and another dealer is selling them for $1,300, and they're 2021 trailers. This dealer's selling 2020 trailers and trying to skyrocket the price that people don't understand with checking all this stuff and doing your research. It's pretty messed up. I don't like stuff like that. I think somebody shouldn't have the trailer be so expensive. Like I know when I've had snowmobiles, it's really hard because the snowmobile trailers are so much money, and it's very hard with people let's say you went to these people marking up these skis, right, and marking up these trailers, and you financed it. So first you're already overpricing for the trailer, and let's say you tied in it. Plenty of people do this all the time. They finance, put that in, and then you got this super high interest rate where that dealer even makes more money on your interest by already marking up the trailer. I don't think that stuff is right. I like to call out people like that. I don't think there's no hiding for me. I'll find you and I'll tell people who you are. No joke. Tim said, if Yamaha goes to plastic hull, the world might turn green. It might. Bates said that FX Cruiser SVHO is on sale at a dealer for $33,700. Yeah, so one of my plan is, once the Sea-Doo sells, I'm going to sell, if I do decide selling my GP, I'm going to sell it with my Triton Elite trailer, done tons of extras to it. I actually have these custom tie downs that they're all stainless steel, not the ones where they're ratchet straps that actually have all these issues. Even or Triton when I was talking to them. They're like, which ones you use? We got to probably change to those. They wanted to know. And I was like, well, should I tell them? I have them on my Amazon store, Amazon.com/shop/I am Beowulf. And they said they had tons of issues with that. I'm like, you just go on my Amazon store and you can just buy them. It's crazy. I got in the corner there. So I had my bunk break in half on my Yamaha, right? Don't even know how that happened. So the 2x4 broke in half. It's fine when it's on the trailer, but when you take it off the trailer, you see the whole thing make a V form, which I was going to do this whole rigging up. It took me literally 2 months. Actually, I think more than 2 months of trying to get this. Going to somebody who local that's a dealer that wouldn't help me out. And it was really hard because with this whole coronavirus, get a hold of companies, right? Finally got a hold of Triton. And then literally over a month later, I finally got it. Of like, you just got to keep on hounding people. And the thing is a lot of people are like, oh, you can just buy this piece of 2x6 or whatever it is and put carpet on. Well, the problem is it's stainless or it's aluminum. So you need these brackets that are already put into the 2x6. And I want it to look real nice. You buy the most expensive Triton Elite trailer, it's supposed to be elite. It better look elite, not some like Raggedy Ann thing. So luckily I got it and just came today. So next time I pick up a Yamaha, I get all the right tools and replace it. Bait? Yes, I do. Tim, good topic. The transportation fee on skis are a joke. That's why sometimes it's good buying used. So for example, I've told this, I have no problem telling this 100 times to people. So when I bought my SXR 1500, right, they're about 10 grand new, plus taxes, all those fees, right? Why I bought it used? The thing is, there's no digital dash and there's lights. So when you buy them, you have no clue how many hours they are unless you plug it into the computer. And when I bought this, people said they barely used it. I talked them down to a really good price, a lot cheaper than new. Crazy thing, I used it a couple times. Went to the dealer because I wanted to know how many hours on it. The thing only had 5 hours. So literally, it was a brand new ski. I saved thousands of dollars on buying it used with the trailer. Then if you bought it new, you'd be like, it's crazy. Like when I was in Illinois, so I bought this back around right after Thanksgiving. I was in Illinois and there are dealers that were just trying to get rid of stuff. So that Illinois has these crazy sales tax. So like people are crazy to buy stuff there. I'm like, I don't live in Illinois. I had to pay taxes South Carolina. They make all their money on not property taxes on like vehicles, like cars, jet skis. You pay taxes every year, right? So I was like, I don't even live in your state. I don't have to pay the taxes. I have to pay taxes every year where I'm from. They're like, oh no, you got to pay this tax and you got to pay taxes. I'm like, dude, you think I'm crazy? I'm not stupid. So it was just silly. Like one dealer was trying to sell it, and I could tell in the photos the trailer didn't look right for the ski. And they're like, "Oh yeah, it'd be enough to get you locally home, but you'd have to get another trailer." I'm like, "Why are you included with the trailer? That doesn't make any sense." LJT said, "Hello, what's up, brother?" Tim Times, and you got $200 prep fee. Yeah, it's a lot of it. You got to do your research with buying them. So when I see dealers, and when I call them out on that this dealer, this is a go out, this local dealer called Redline Power Sports or whatever. They're claiming that their prices, their trailers are computer generated. So like they can't even make it. This says the computer decides it, which I thought like that just sounds like a bunch of BS. Then tells me that they're inflating the prices because they see what's selling on Facebook Marketplace. So that's why they're inflating their prices on their trailers. And they have a whole stack of trailers, like a whole bunch. And I came in there originally and said, I want to buy 3 trailers. 3 trailers. Because I want to have everything on new single trailers, right? And they said they'd get back to me. And they never called me back. I mean, it's like, how many people are going to want to buy 3 trailers? They just like, it's terrible. Don't do business with them. Bates says, thanks for giving back to your salesman props. And Bates says, well, it's late. I'm off. Got to need a rest. See y'all soon. Great stream. See you in the next one. Peace out. Bate. So we're at an hour 25. I'll answer a couple more questions, and then I'm gonna dip out. It's been an interesting stream, and you get the trolls coming in, and you gotta sometimes have to silence them. I'm into listening to stuff, and you could say negative stuff to me, and you know what? It doesn't faze me one bit because I just laugh. You just take you down. Marina says, "Do you like the new 90 Supra?" My dad actually owned a 1997 Toyota Supra twin turbo. That I forgot what anniversary one that was. And yeah, it's crazy because those Supras, like after Fast and Furious came out, those things were so marked up. It's unbelievable. Luckily, my dad got one, and it's crazy. There's so much money when he bought it used, right? And when he ended up selling it, oh, what year was that? It had been like 2009, maybe 2010. And like he really didn't get a lot for it. There wasn't a lot of demand for it when he was selling it. It was actually kind of crazy with that. I've owned so many cars. We could do a whole live stream talking about how many vehicles I've owned. I've owned so many cars. It's like unbelievable. So Mirez is talking about the new Supra. I think they're cool. My opinion, I'm kind of like, I've owned a bunch of like muscle cars and sports cars and all that. I'm just kind of all done out of that scene. My Jeep SRT is perfectly fine for me. I actually find it fun. I had a Hellcat that I was leasing for 3 years, and turned it in February, and I don't miss the car at all. It had problems, hardly any issues. But the big issue the last couple of months of owning the thing was burning oil like no other. And yeah, I don't think those 6.2 liter supercharged engines are that great. They're cool, but like long term owning one of those, I think it would be a huge mistake. And there's tons of people have issues with that. Even I've heard people after I made a video talking about that. Tons of people with Trackhawks were complaining about the same thing, burning. Like I would ride like 100 miles and burn 7 quarts of oil. That doesn't seem right. It was like I took it on a road trip when my brother and myself went down to Halloween Horror Nights down in Orlando, and actually on the way I added oil in it before going, and I'd add oil on it going back. And it was crazy how much it was burning. And it's some of that oil at a regular gas stop. The grade oil you couldn't find because it's a European blend, like Porsches and BMWs and Mercedes use. It's a fun car to have. I went to the YouTube call out with it, and I actually was beating everybody's butt with that. And some of those big car YouTubers were scared. And it was interesting. Tim says, "Thanks for always appreciate your insight. Good night." Thanks for watching, man. I'm not trying to upset people. I just like to state facts because some people, I'm not scared to say stuff. Some people, like, they have issues and they don't want to say what it is. To me, there's something that people need to know. I'm going to let people know about it. Sometimes the truth hurts. But I'd rather be honest with you guys. I'm not in here trying to, like, being like I'm trying to make my money selling parts for the jet skis where I'm going to tell you what you want to hear, not what's really going on. I like to speak the honest truth. I'm not selling any jet skis. I'm not selling any jet ski performance parts. I'm telling you real world info, not fake news. Getting that alert, there's lightning. I'm telling you, I have this app on my iPhone. It's so cool. Like I can't even hear any lightning, but it tells me when it's like 30 miles away. I get this like a text alert with lightning. And it's like such a crucial thing when you're on a jet ski because like it's not how bad the storm is. Like right now, you don't even hear anything, but there must be lightning coming. And when you're on the water, it's like the most dangerous thing. Actually, now I hear the lightning now. It's kind of cool. I love that app. I have it always running, so I'm always knowing what's going on. All right, well, I'm getting tired. I hope you guys enjoyed all the samples I showed earlier in the video. These are all the different yellows that Jettrim has. You can get with yellow seats. It's totally crazy. And like I said earlier, I'll say it again one last time. So the one that matches the factory yellow graphics on the GP1800R is called Lime Squeeze. This is it. And this color, well, I'm doing a whole new seat with Jettrim, and this is what I'm going with black carbon fiber with the same grippy material where my butt sits on the grip, and that's what the new seat is going to be. Hero said, "How fast is your jet ski? Which one?" They're all fast. And sometimes when you get, who would give out numbers? You know, there's no speed limit. Sometimes it's not worth telling that kind of stuff, to be honest. So it's the end of the video. Make sure you check out the I Am Beowulf merch at IamBeowulf.com. I have this new hat. This will be up pretty much in the next half an hour on IamBeowulf.com. It's the new GP1800R. I can't speak right now. Hat. There's actually t-shirts and tank tops coming out with this. I haven't taken the photos, but people keep asking it. I will have this hat up in 30 minutes after this live stream ends, so make sure to check it out. I have an Amazon store. Has all the cool stuff like camera gear, jet ski riding gear, maintenance stuff for jet skiing, a bunch of cool stuff. Make sure to check that out. It's Amazon.com/shop/I Am Beowulf. Check that out. Be driven to win. Remember, every day is Earth Day. Be safe out there. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out, Beowulf Nation.